Soundwave with your hosts, John DeLuna, Brian Kilby, XV, Lady Rick, Dweebum with Rob Springer.
Your mom. Hey everybody, it's your mom. If she was, I don't know, undergoing like steroid therapy. No, actually, really, it's your old friend John DeLuna, who is not undergoing steroid therapy. But honestly, if I had the money, I would probably try steroids. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I would too.
I'm just saying. Me and Brian would be like cracking skulls, raging out.
Where'd my wiener go?
Yeah, just needles sticking out of our shoulders. That'd be awesome. Okay, so yes, I am your would-be steroid abuser host, John DeLuna. With me this week, Brian Kilby, Peter, a.k.a. Dweebum, Rob Springer, who is enjoying an adult beverage, and our favorite XV, the only XV. Hey guys, how are you doing this week?
Sure.
Decent, quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's new Soundwave 69.
That's right. It's new Soundwave 69. It's extra raunchy. It's extra raunchy. Before the show, we were making lewd, suggestive comments about microphones. Let your mind run wild. Okay,
that has nothing on the steroid comments we opened the show with, though.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you can make that as sick as you want, but the microphone is just so obvious. Anyway, okay, so to open the show, I would like to celebrate our age, fellas. We are old men. We are tired old men. How do I know this?
Work anymore.
Street Fighter 2 is 20 years old this week.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh my god. 20 years old. 20 years is a long time, buddy. That's a long ass time. And so, yes, on the first week of March in 1991, Street Fighter 2 was released to the masses, followed by 100 slightly different updates over the next, 3 years. Super Turbo, Hyper, Rainbow Fighter.
Do you like Rainbow?
It's okay. I only know for certain that I know I played it about 10 times at a bowling alley in Dallas. That was the only time I knew for certain I'm playing Rainbow.
I played the main ROM, I knew that it was Rainbow, but just I don't know.
I mean, it was all right. It was just weird playing I don't know. I was never enamored by unofficial,
ROM hacks,
hardcore hacks, but it's all right, buddy. It's all right. I think my favorite was still probably Championship Edition, just because, oh my god, bosses.
Yeah.
I can play with bosses. And I still remember marking out, really going crazy when I saw the print ad for that in GamePro. Which was probably only 8 months after Street Fighter 2. They were probably promoting Championship Edition, something like that.
It was funny. With Championship Edition, you're like, yeah, that's awesome. That's about right. And then by the time they did Super with the 4 extra characters, you're like, shouldn't it be part 3 by now?
Yeah.
Well, with that animated intro, because they all had animated intros, but the one for Super Street Fighter 2 had Ryu doing the fireball into the screen. I'm like, wow, it's the future! That's so awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. Those graphics were great. When we saw those, we're like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's he's going one way and his clothes are going the other. He's like,
yeah,
man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's wicked. He's almost dimensional. Okay, so let's fast forward to 2011. Let's see here, 2011. 2011 is going to be the year of the 3DS. I guarantee you. Because Japan has given it a massive thumbs up. 400,000 units have apparently already been sold. Gonzo, already accounted for.
Wow.
And then on launch day, of course, a lot of this news, I should back up, is coming out of the Game Developers Conference. So we're hearing a lot about this kind of stuff. So Nintendo's had, like I said, 400,000 units already spoken for. There's going to be about 30 launch titles, so they're going big. Here's kind of an interesting new feature that they rolled out, Netflix. So it's going to have the ability to have Netflix, and it's going to also use Wi-Fi hotspots. But really, Netflix is kind of the interesting one. I don't know. on the 3DS. Yeah, it's going to have
Wow.
Netflix. It goes live this summer, which is really interesting.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
You
so
could be
I mean,
sitting at the coffee shop, taking a break from Tetris, and watching Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, guys.
that's right. Watching some Dexter.
Do they
you know
have
what?
Perfect Strangers on Netflix?
I don't know.
I hope so. So I see like in the airport, so especially like business travelers and stuff, they use their iPhones quite a bit for Netflix. It has to be Netflix because I don't know, it's just the best way to do it. And clearly, like everybody has the Netflix app. I could see this. I mean, I could see Netflix has a pretty healthy collection of kids programming and kind of teen programming. I could see this being a pretty big hit for the 3DS. I could see a lot of people using that. I mean,
Or
don't you
people
guys
watching
think
like
so?
Skinemax stuff in the bathroom.
Well,
There you go.
It is new Soundwave 69.
Oh,
so.
man.
Oh,
It's 3D.
It's 12.
It's 3D.
Oh no!
It's a 3D.
That's awesome.
Oh,
That's awesome.
I'm going to go blind.
Okay, so speaking of the Game Developers Conference, we've got some awesome games announced. A new Legend of Zelda game. How about that?
what?
Skyward Sword. In fact, a trailer came out. I will post that in chat for everybody who's lucky enough and smart enough to watch and listen to the new Soundwave live. Good stuff. We also got a tease for a new Mario game, and on the logo for the game is a raccoon tail. So, hint, hint,
That's
hint.
right.
Awesome.
Yeah. Quick survey. What was the best Mario suit? Go.
The Tanuki suit. The one
Tanuki suit?
Yeah, Tanuki,
Nice.
however you say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Hammer Brothers.
Tanuki.
Hammer Brothers. I'm all about the Hammer Brothers because it was rare. It was like hard to find.
Yeah.
And once you got it, you held on to it. Like you just kind of sat there and threw hammers at nothing.
It's not a suit, but it might as well be that boot thing from that one level.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
probably the coolest because you're invincible. I mean,
That's right, because you're in the shoe.
Or if
Who's
you
gonna
want,
stop?
which one was it that was it the Snooki suit where you could turn into a statue?
that was Tanuki suit. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
useful device.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to turn into a statue, and I can't move or speak or anything. It's
The
awesome.
Koopas just keep going.
Yeah, but hey, the world keeps turning. Also, at the Game Developers Conference, here's an interesting one. Nintendo has kind of thrown down the gauntlet and insulted Apple. Kind of done like a backhanded insult to Apple. So
Well, they should have. Apple was on stage at the right across the street at the same time Nintendo is.
absolutely,
Yeah.
and of course the iPhone. If there's ever been any like I guess threat to the modern Game Boy, and this really isn't a threat, but it probably puts a dent in their bottom
It does put a
line.
dent.
It's the iPhone and its $2 games. So what did Nintendo do? Nintendo during their presentation, they said that social and mobile gaming trends are not sustainable in terms of, this is weird, they're not sustainable in terms of paying a livable wage. So, but that's really not the giant evil corporations' problems, I guess. But I mean, God bless Nintendo for like thinking about living wages.
Wow.
They also
for us little-
said, and it's kind of weird. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a weird, like, okay, so, all right. So they also said these platforms, these quote-unquote platforms, have no motivation to maintain the high level of video game software.
That is true.
And then for them, content is something that's created by someone else. So, yes, very clearly saying Apple is just, using everybody else's creativity to make a buck. True or not? I guess that's kind of true. Sort of. It's not
it's absolutely true, but I think he. This is from the Nintendo president Satoru Iwata, and I think he's just. I mean, I understand where Nintendo's coming from, but at the same time, social. The App Store is pretty
It's a
much
fad.
the future. It's right. It's a fad. It's unless somehow the Apple App Store crashes and burns unless they screw up really badly somehow, extremely badly. I mean, the App Store is going to keep going up, and more developers will be.
App stores are handy as can be. Even on my crappy Windows Mobile 6.5 phone, I use the App Store on it because I'm able to get stuff quickly, easily, and I don't have to worry about downloading it from a web browser. I press a button and it works.
Exactly, and even Android Marketplace, they came out with a new one. You just go on their website, you browse on the web, you click install, and it pushes right to your phone, like instantaneously almost. It's pretty amazing, and just hiring game developers, you have to go through all these like classes, and you have to go through all this stuff. The six of us could, the five of us, I can't count today, the five of us could literally just get together for one weekend and build this app that we just never, and we have no formal training, but we throw it up on the App Store. We could be thousandaires by the next day.
Man, cool. Awesome.
Yeah, thousandaires. I'll split it with you guys.
Oh, yes.
It's all about the Jacksons.
So
please do. Please do. Hey, we'll post in the chat. We'll talk about it a little bit here, but I think it's better seen than heard. There's a new game that apparently Ubisoft is responsible for. It is called We Dare. Like I said, it's been published by the makers of Just Dance, the franchise. We Dare is a game for Wii and PlayStation Move. That is a motion control based game where you have to complete the game by making suggestive poses and getting into suggestive positions. And the ad campaign, it's saucy, baby. And then the ad campaign, of course, suggests that those suggestive positions could lead to some other things. Unless, of course, you're a dork and you're doing this alone in your living room. And it's probably not going to lead to anything.
Humping the air.
That's right. It's going to lead to, I don't know, falling on the floor on your ass.
I predict calamity.
But in a hot way.
I predict calamity, guys. Not because someone's going to buy this for a kid by accident, but because someone's going to buy this for a kid by accident. This is where I come from. Sure, Walmart and all that's going to check the IDs for the mature rating, but when that thing hits Big Lots or Kohl's within a year, that's no longer on the shelf, and someone's grandma, we dare. Little Billy will like this.
It won't really be a problem because it's not coming out in the U.S.
What I really see is like that the breakthrough commercial from not the Data East breakthrough, but the I think Atlas breakthrough. I think it was Atlas from like '93, where the commercial looked like the guy was beating off on a couch, but he was actually just playing.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Nice. Sick, people. Sick. Hey, Rob.
Word.
If you've been waiting for a PSP Go... Oh, wait a minute. PSP. If you've been waiting for a PSP... Sorry, buddy. For a minute, I misread the story. It was going to be, I guess, I don't know. It was going to be something slightly different. It's still sad all around. Here we go. Sony has dropped the PSP to $130.
Overpriced.
Good news. Good news. That's good news, I guess. But they have decided wisely to keep the PSP Go at $200. No price cut for that cash cow. Why would you cut the price on that?
Sony. Here's the day at Sony, guys. I'm sorry, Bob. Yeah, I've got it. We're going to lower the price of the PSP. The one that's not selling? No, the one that is selling. Okay. How about the one that's not selling? We're going to keep it at the high price that no one's paying. Okay. How are these games are going? I told you last time. If you ask me one more time about something to use this thing with, you are out of here. So we're on top, buddy.
Sony.
Mm-hmm. You're fired.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, you know what? I enjoy the hell out of my PS3, probably as much as possible with the PS3. But it's really amazing to think that I'm anything but proud to say I own a PS3, and then back in the day of PS1s, everybody had a PS1, and when you had a PS2, everybody had a PS2. And we're kind of proud to say it. Not any longer, buddy.
Well, it was sad. It was the each generation has its generic trademark of playing a game. For the 80s, early 90s, I was playing Nintendo. Before that, I was playing Atari.
Exactly.
16-bit area, it was Sega or Super Nintendo. Those are kind of mixed. Sony, the first PlayStation, that was the generic trademark for gaming. I'm playing Sony. I'm playing my PlayStation. PlayStation 2 was even bigger. I'm playing my PlayStation. People they didn't even say PS2, my PlayStation. Now they're like, Xbox.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. And it's sad, but it's true. It's like, I'm playing my DS. Is that PSP? It's my DS. I taped a piece of paper to it, so it looks like I'm doing something.
Yeah, and, you just scribble DS on your PSP just so people won't like laugh at you.
I'm just trying to say, I bought the thing in 05 and it's 11, and I haven't bought a game for it since 07.
Oh, for your PSP?
Damn.
Exactly.
I bought.
Because there's none.
Okay, this is what I did. I bought it, then I sold it. Then I found Castlevania, the Castlevania Dracula X
Right.
the Rondo of Blood game for like $3 at Toys R Us, and I bought another one just so that I could play that.
Actually, that's unfair. I'm sorry, I forgot. I did buy Phantasy Star Online when it came out. So, and I keep downloading the demos for Monster Hunter, but I don't buy them because
Yeah, because that's crazy, man. Okay, last topic before we get to our last news bit before we get to our topic, and the topic is awesome. The topic is video game injuries. Yes, they do happen.
Wow.
And we've got some awesome ones. Okay, so Ninja Gaiden 3 is coming out. They released a teaser trailer. It's awesome for two reasons. One, it has zero gameplay footage because we know the gameplay is going to be like maddening.
The camera's going to be like facing you while you're trying to see that guy.
Right, you're going to see everything that's not important to the gameplay.
And you'll have to fire arrows at them.
It also ends with a bloody Hayabusa stabbing you, the viewer, right in the chest, which is very metaphoric, right? That's how you're going to feel. You're going to wish that's happening after you play it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
makes you kind of will be. I'm so sick of this.
Wants to make you commit seppuku.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. You guys, I'm sure some of you guys have played like at least the first one or the second one, right?
I tried to play the first one. I never played the second one.
I beat the first one.
How?
I don't know. I beat it.
You just woke up to like the credits rolling.
Insane dedication. I beat it. But
You just kept pushing green. Continue.
Right.
Fight, continue. Fight, continue.
The first one was really hard, and the second one was even harder. But the differentiation between 1 and 2 is that 2 was a cheap son of a bitch.
Yeah, it was broken.
It was broken. It would cheat. I mean, the first one was really, really hard, but it didn't cheat like the second one did. I know it's really sad when a gamer says the computer cheated, but it really
does.
It does. Okay, so that brings up an awesome. Okay, we're going on a tangent. I had a friend in elementary school who he would swear up and down that when he was losing a game, like the Game Boy would cheat or like the system would cheat. So I don't know if you did that as a kid or knew people as growing up as a kid, but there are people out there who like swear to you with a straight face that the game will like cheat to win.
My friend Mike, he always blames it on collision detection. That's just poor collision detection, and that's a standard go-to.
You ever have that those during the heyday of fighting games? It'd be like those every blue moon. You'd play that one that you would breeze through the entire game, no problem. The very last guy, you were never going to beat. And it could be a random last guy too. Like it's just a normal cast. You beat the last guy, and then you got the credits. But it's like last time I played this, I beat this guy's ass. But it was the next guy I couldn't beat. That's what always got me. Was like this game was made to be unbeatable.
Tiger Heli was made to be unbeatable. I don't know if anyone tried to finish that game on the NES, but you couldn't.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess for difficult bosses, I mean, who would be like, would Tengu? Tengu was pretty tough, wasn't he, in Dead or Alive 2? Or am I misremembering?
Yeah. I mean, he was like borderline broken.
Wait,
some of the Mega Man games are like that. You know, when you have to plow through all these bosses, and you're like, really? Okay, I guess I'll just like pray, cross every limb I have, and pray the next 30 minutes goes well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't let that password fool you, because even though it's a different password now, it's still starting you all the way back to the beginning of Dr. Wily's castle.
Yeah.
And that is so angering. You're like, awesome, I beat the dragon. We'll write this down. Huh?
But I want to say one thing. In Mega Man, I was a stupid kid, and I didn't understand the concept of the grid. So I would always draw out the grid and put the dots where they went instead of actually writing it out.
Brian, I sometimes did that too, man.
That's awesome.
Coordinates, what are those?
But draw, get some graph paper out. Goddamn Mega Man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Okay, so real
always
quick,
better
when's your,
to do that.
I was watching some classic wrestling, right, from like 1994. Don't ask. Wrong podcast. The point is, it also had the old commercials on it. It had a commercial for Mega Man X2. Badass game. Awesome game.
Yes.
So what was your favorite Mega Man game? What was the best one for you guys?
Two.
I
mean, what else?
I like X,
Yeah.
man. I know that's like blasphemy, but I don't know. I really like X.
I'm a tie between 2 and the complete blasphemy, Legends.
Oh man.
I love
I can beat you there, Rob. I'm more partial to Battle Network 3.
Those are. I was a little disappointed in those at first because I wasn't aware, because they said it was like action-y role-playing game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that kind of threw me off because, I think I actually liked Extreme better than Mega Man X, and I can't explain why. Considering Extreme was a remake.
Yeah, that's true. Man, there have been a ton of Mega Mans. Spoiler alert. when you start thinking about them.
That was Mega Man Extreme was what, the remake of Mega Man 1 on the PSP? Is that it?
Mega is a remake of Mega Man X on the Game Boy Color.
Really? I don't remember that.
Talk about like unnecessary.
I did like that Mega Man remake though for the PSP where they're all big-headed.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun. Add in the little extra story bits and stuff. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't remember that game. I will have to look that up.
It's free. It's got a build your level creator thing where you can share online. Assuming other people have it. They have 2 extra
there.
Yeah, there's 2 extra robot bosses for variety, and you can play it in 8-bit mode or regular mode. It's not that bad. It was pretty fun. I didn't get the X remake though, which I really wish I did because those are really good games.
Oh yeah, excellent games. At least the first few. Okay, topic for the week: video game injuries. At the end of this, I'm going to ask everybody if they have one. If you think about it, you might. Okay, so video game injuries, do they happen? Hell yes, they do. Video games are serious work, people. They're like crazy physical. Like we are athletes, believe it or not. If you look at these fine bodies. Okay, so using data provided by the National Electronic Injury Surveillance System, yes, that does exist, researchers recently presented an overview of video game-related injuries to the American Academy of Pediatrics at a national conference in San Francisco. So this is going to be awesome. Between January 1st, 2004 and January 1st, 2009, there were a total of 696 game-related injuries in the U.S. that were reported, which means there were millions of unreported ones, of which 604 were suffered during quote-unquote traditional games, and only 92 were actually attributed to interactive games like the Wii, which is kind of surprising. That is gonna skyrocket, I'm sure, in the next couple of years. Okay, so of the 92 injuries caused by newer technology, 49 were male and 43 were female. So, see, we're not that dumb. I mean, the gingers are equally clumsy and reckless. The mean age of the injured was 16.5 years old. That makes sense, right?
Yes. Yeah.
We're all dumbasses at 16.5. Those injured were more likely to hurt their shoulder, ankle, or foot. This is awesome. Bystander injuries also happen if you're too close to somebody rocking out on the Wii. They were significantly more likely to occur when playing these newer move-based systems, very clearly. Okay, so here are some examples. One man reported to the Wall Street Journal, of all things, he admitted this to the Wall Street Journal, that he had accidentally hit both his girlfriend and his dog at presumably at the same time while flailing around with the Wiimote.
That'd be the what? At the same time?
That's an instant breakup, I guess. When you take bowling too seriously and you wipe out your dog and your girlfriend. A physically fit weightlifter from Indianapolis reported soaking with sweat from head to toe after a boxing game and having trouble putting on his shirt the next morning. He was so buffed out by Wii, he actually changed shirt sizes over.
I had two friends who are husband and wife now, but they played tennis for the first time, and she hit him twice in the face in different spots.
And then they turned the Wii on, and it was on.
Yeah, rim shot. Okay, so do you guys have any? I've got an example, but I don't know if you guys have any injuries. The only injuries I have, and they're apparently permanent, are calloused thumbs from back in the days when everything was pad-based.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I still have them. They're never going away at this point.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I did have temporary. Well, we called them Nintendo thumbs when we played. Super Street Fighter. We played Street Fighter 2 on the SNES, and those were not very comfortable in sustained fireball motions. So that didn't go very well. But no, I've definitely after playing the Wii for about a year and a half, I bought the Xbox, and the dual analog thing actually stressed out my thumb muscles. And for the longest time, I actually couldn't play anymore because actually it stressed out my thumb muscles and my forefinger muscles, where it would just pretty much put the pen for a good week and a half. So I was just sitting there like massaging my hands all the time because I stressed it somehow. I'm not sure how I did it.
Very nice.
Back injury.
Do what?
I have a back injury from it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's dumb.
Connectimals?
No.
Oh.
Nothing. It's tangentially game related. I was working on my Tekken Tag Tournament arcade cabinet, and I was leaned over with my head inside of it, and it was that way for about 45 minutes. As I was, rewiring it, I got up, and my back went out, and that's when I went from being Brian who works out 4 hours a day to Brian who eats 4,000 calories a day. And I packed on, in the course of the next year, about 75 pounds because I couldn't work out.
Wow.
It was awesome.
So it was all based on video game injury.
It was all based on Tekken Tag Tournament.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
So what they say is true. Video games will ruin your life.
And they'll make you fat.
Same difference.
So we're going to have to shut this podcast before we ruin some lives here. Okay, so I did a little homework right now while we were talking. There is a wealth of information on Dance Dance Revolution injuries and how to prevent them. So we're gonna save you.
Don't play it in public around jocks.
There you go.
Of course, first of all, like the number one goal for you guys out there, if you DDR, is to hold on. For God's sakes, hold on to the bar behind you. Safety first. Don't freestyle. Okay, here's a good one. This is awesome. These are awesome. To prepare your body for dancing. You gotta stretch.
In your soul.
I'm gonna step. I'm gonna step. I'm gonna step.
SBR First in the chat room said he was looking for Wi-Fi on his DS once, and he fell off his bed's edge and landed on his foot He landed on his foot on his Optimus Prime and punctured a hole in his foot.
Ah, gosh! Oh no! Trump all.
I used to laugh at the people with the Wii injuries until I punched myself in the face playing it.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. I was falling asleep. It was like 4 a.m, and I was playing Ninja Turtles. I was like, I need to go to bed.
The worst thing that's ever happened to me is just, huge, ugly blisters on my thumbs.
My brother and I controllers just hammers on each other.
I accidentally whipped myself in the face with the nunchuck cord.
I was strangling this guy for his insurance money.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I found a list.
I don't have a lawsuit, huh?
People who submitted DDR-specific injuries. Some of these are awesome, and some of these are awesome because they're so lame. Like, really, this counts. So, one, stepped off the pad and twisted my ankle.
Oh,
I'm sure that was graceful. Number 2, I had an asthma attack. Okay, all right.
Oh, that's just a big crybaby right there.
I know. One, I dislocated my shoulder. doing this. Okay, interesting. Let me see. This one can't be. This can't be happening. This can't be real. But it's awesome to think about. My left big toenail fell off after playing. Nice. And the last one
has to do with something else. Like
yes, I think that was a pre-existing condition, my friend.
Yeah, that's what you.
The last one, which is awesome, and this counts as an injury, I guess. Quote unquote. My knees really hurt bad from playing DDR. Yes.
Oh, I got old lady knees.
Grabbers. Terrible.
Very
I was
nice.
suspecting her like got diarrhea from eating too much Pocky because I play DDR all day.
Yeah. Or I lost a hand.
Or someone walked behind me and pushed me into the screen. Not that I know.
Nice.
I feel bad for the people who threw the remotes through their expensive flat screens.
Oh yeah, and that was rampant. Well, you remember when the Wii first came out that they had to go back and give better straps out?
Yep.
And eventually the gloves with the padded fronts because they're like, please quit punching your spouses.
Yeah, but the weird thing is, and maybe they're just talented, but my sister's family in the house they used to live in, even with the improved strap and the pad on the remote, still managed to put a hole in their ceiling with their Wii remote.
Now the question is, were they using that strap?
Yes, they were using the strap and they had the pad on the thing. And yet somehow, hole in ceiling.
I call shenanigans on these injuries. It's like, what the hell are you doing? I mean, literally, how hard are you throwing the remote? I mean, that's just like, no, something is mentally wrong with you.
And all you gotta do with the Wii is this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Harry Potter. Just don't fling it. Just don't.
Yeah.
Or like jerking off. What?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
whoa.
You need a little more movement than that.
When I punched myself in the face, it's because I fell asleep and my head landed where my hand was flinging up. It's not like I was.
Wait, what?
It was an accident where it was 4 a.m. and I fell asleep. These people are like, my kid walked by and I just like stabbed them through the fucking head.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this? Did Wario move any faster? No. In fact, you did the wrong thing because you're all when all you had to do was this or this. Maybe this, and that was it.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. You know what was awesome? This discussion. And as my final gift to our chatters who listen to the show, watch the show live, I just posted a link on YouTube, from YouTube, about Wii injuries. It's awesome, an awesome compilation, and there's blood in it, which is extra awesome. So yeah, there will be blood when you play the Wii. So if you want to see awesome links like that, just watch us live. Listen to us live. We record every Wednesday night. It's quite fun. 2 shows for the price of 1. You get to listen to New Soundwave, and you get to listen to RFC right before New Soundwave. It is awesome. It is highly recommended. And this show should be highly recommended. This was an awesome show, guys.
Yes.
And this was the extra raunchy, once again, Soundwave 69. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There will be blood, if you know what I mean.
We'll talk about
for the crew, I am John DeLuda for XV, for Peter, a.k.a. Weebum, for Brian Kilby, for Rob Springer, for everybody out there. Have a good week. We will see you next week. Peace out.
With your hosts, John DeLuna, Brian Kilby, XV, Lady Rick, Weebum, with Rob Springer. Visit us at tfradio.net for show notes and to subscribe to the podcast. Follow us on Twitter at tfradio for news and updates. Check out all our videos at tfvideo.net. Like the podcast? Tell your friends. New Soundwave is a radio-free Cybertron production. Copyright 2010 Radio Free Cybertron.